For almost 10 years, I've travelled the globe. I've been to some of the most stunning places and met many unforgettable characters, some, as you're about to see, on 4 legs. Come with me now as we journey across Africa, from Kenya's Masai Mara to Botswana's Okavango Delta and to the Horn of Africa. It's an incredible world. It feels like another lifetime. Back when flying around the world was so much easier, we took an incredible journey across Africa. Dawn over the Masai Mara. Beneath us, roaming free, the big beasts of Kenya. On this journey, we'll get close to the animals of this vast continent. That big guy.
Oof. He's telling us that he's there.
He's looking right at us.
From the fiercest to the fastest, to the tallest on land, and the deadliest beneath the water. And where better to begin than with a hunter as old as the dinosaurs, the ancient crocodile.
You don't feel nervous this close to them?
They're shy, they'll go away.
Sami Muneye has lived in this part of Africa all his life. He respects the rhythms of the place.
Because this one seems to be looking.
Well, he's already eaten.
He's already eaten?
He's already eaten.
Okay.
We can learn from Africa, he says, how to look after ourselves and our planet.
But we are so greedy. Animals most of them are opportunists. We are so greedy.
We fly south on a journey that will take us right across the continent. First to what's been called Africa's last Eden. If the natural world is worth saving, this place is the reason why. The Okavango Delta, an inland river basin so vast it's visible from space. A watery paradise in the midst of Botswana's Kalahari Desert, best experienced in a traditional dugout called a makoro.
Welcome to the wilderness. This is Africa's last remaining wetland wilderness.
Steve Boys has explored these waterways for 1,500 miles.
It is a treasure, but it's a very delicate one.
Simple water is the source and sustenance of life, of so much life.
Yes,
A Garden of Eden.
this is a Garden of Eden, yeah.
In these waters, one of Steve's favourite animals, and one of the most dangerous in the world. Aggressive, territorial, and inevitably threatened by us humans.
We're going around a hippo pool. What are you going to do when the hippo comes at the makoro?
A panic.
If I start making funny grunting sounds, you can join me. It'll try and stop him.
Any other advice?
Don't let your mind wander. Be in the wilderness, be wild, and you'll be safe.
Okay. Be at one with nature. I can hear them. Oof.
He's telling us that he's there.
Steve's been near fatally attacked, his canoe thrown over, his love for hippos undimmed.
Hippos do kill many, many people every year, typically on dugout canoes like this.
Okay. They've disappeared.
Yep, that's because we're stressing them out.
These 3-ton animals don't swim, they walk along the bottom, essential for keeping the waterways open. Guardians of the river, Steve calls them.
They can spend 5 to 9 minutes under there.
Wow.
They can sleep underwater.
It is incredible to be so close to them.
As the sun sets, one more breathtaking encounter. An animal we'll soon see more of.
Big male lion. He's looking right at us. Now let's be careful. Calm. He'd turn on us here.
George, if we go 10 meters further, we're inside his space.
That is incredible. That is the best lion sighting I've seen in my life. First time on is incredible.
It'll only be a few hours before my pulse rate returns to normal.
Okay.
And we're really close there.
If water is the lifeblood of Botswana, we're on the way to meet a couple who are its beating heart. Husband and wife conservationists Derek and Beverly Giuber, introducing us to the kings and queens of the savannah, up close. World-famous filmmakers have been hunting big cats for decades, armed only with cameras. Tracking lions takes time.
There's a cub track here. It's fresh. This is a couple of hours old.
But after hours searching,
there's a lioness.
We find a pride.
So there's a grandmother, a mother, and a cub. We've known these lions now for 7 years, I would say.
Yeah.
And we can track this family back about 20 years.
They are your family.
Well, we'd be honoured to be part of their family, at least.
But the Giubers are under no illusions. These are dangerous, wild animals.
You'll notice that while we're talking, I've got my back to the lion. I'm still looking over my shoulders. If I fell out of the vehicle now, they'd be on me. And so having that healthy respect for their wildness is something that we really enjoy.
Climbing to the top of a hill, we watched an incredible moment. A lioness cajoling her nervous cub to take the plunge.
I was terrified of water, anxious about the hippos and the crocs in there.
These lions have had to adapt to going through water, whereas most lions in Botswana don't go through water at all. It's only in the Okavango.
When Derek and Beverly first arrived in the Salinda Reserve, hunting had reduced the population to 2 female lions. Some 30 years later, the lions number over 100 and counting.
Now Derek and Beverly must battle to preserve their life's work. They say they get their strength from their love for each other and their incredible motivation from their love for these lions.
But Africa's conservationists always face an uphill struggle. Climate change, hunting, and put simply, humans all threaten this fragile world. Across the Okavango Delta, another fearless conservationist. Brave is not the word Brad Bestelink would use about himself, but how else to describe a man who lives in the wild, amongst some of the most dangerous animals on Earth, for months at a time.
This is your home. We're in your living room.
I mean, it's not a bad place, is it? Yeah, you can go back to London if you want. I'm staying here.
Who likes to get close to its inhabitants.
That big guy.
Maybe too close. The power of these animals makes me feel unexpectedly like an endangered species. Close encounters are what Brad lives for. He's been following this pack of wild dogs for years.
And as soon as they get on the move and start hunting, they'll be very difficult to keep up with.
And soon, the drama of the plains is all around us.
What just happened? Hyena's been trailing, obviously looking to pick up food from these dogs, and they're just getting fed up, so just attack it.
As the sun goes down and we prepare to camp outside, we make sure we are into the wind.
So that any sound travels on the wind.
So even when you're sleeping, you're planning your next day, you're listening.
90% of the work at night, that we do with lions is driven by what we hear at night.
It's really good, actually.
Fed and watered, time for some advice.
What do I need to know?
Torch, mainly.
Right.
Yeah, just blind them. They don't really want to eat us. Yeah. They used
That's good to know. Snakes, spiders.
That's why I sleep on top.
You sleep up there, and I sleep down here.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Sure enough, as the stars rise in the southern sky, predators are on the prowl.
Tell me what animals were there last night?
Big male lion doing a territorial march up and down past us. A hyena a couple of times last night. There must be a leopard harassing baboons. They're really performing that side.
So another day begins over the Delta.
You know, you live in a city. You wake up full of optimism every morning. I wake up with optimism every day.
Optimism in the face of adversity seems like a common theme in this part of the world. We're about to meet another iconic predator, the cheetah, and the people who are trying to help the world's fastest animal outrun its own extinction. We've travelled north to the Horn of Africa, Somaliland, surrounded by war, stricken with poverty.
Do you want to come and join us?
To meet Laurie Marker and her cheetah orphans. This pair, just over a month old.
For a while we were calling them hairy and hairless. This is hairless because it had less hair. But cubs at this age should be fluffy and long manes down their back.
They call cheetahs the cats that cry because of their unique facial markings. The condition of these two suggests terrible trauma.
And they were starved. We're very fortunate that they've done so well.
Cheetahs are more prone to stress than other big cats. Yet here they are trafficked to the Middle East by gangs and sold for thousands of dollars as pets. Laurie says only 20% survive.
It's important to say these are not pets.
No, these are wild animals that have come from the wild. They've either been stolen from their mother, their dens, or the mothers have been killed.
The lucky ones end up in Laurie's arms. Cheetah Mom, you might call her. She began helping animals in 1970s California. Laurie's been trying to save cheetahs ever since. She set up her cheetah conservation fund in Namibia, Southern Africa. Her success at restoring the population there would be enough for most people.
You are such a good girl.
But 2 years ago, in Somaliland, she met Light as a Feather, a young cheetah who was rescued from wildlife traffickers and was inspired to set up this second sanctuary. Mus Saeed, the vet who found Vicky, says she's only half the size she should be because she was so starved.
When you found her, what was she like?
She was like poor and very dehydrated.
Dehydrated?
Yeah, I was very sad and cried.
Can you believe she survived?
No, I can't. No, I can't.
So I can come in with you?
Yes, you can. I have a new toy, you guys.
They're purring. They're purring.
They are purring. I mean, this is what cheetahs want to do more than anything in the world. Is run and play.
Today, Laurie has 35 cheetahs in Somaliland.
They came in starved to death. Out of the group of 12, most of them were dead when they started, and
These are the survivors.
these are the survivors.
But Laurie says the truth is, this is all just a band-aid.
But obviously, we'd rather have them living in the wild.
Right.
They help them exercise and build their strength.
You want to try?
Yeah. Okay, guys. When you see them run, they really start to look like the cheetahs that we know and love.
Yes, yes. That's what they're built to do, is to run.
There are only 7,500 cheetahs left in the world. Laurie's dream is one day we'll no longer need her sanctuaries. But she says, to make that change, we have to change.
I hope that the young people take over. I hope the world takes over.
The fight against climate change, the fight against poverty, the battle for some kind of peace. We're in this together.
We're all in this together.
With the cheetahs.
The cheetahs are leading the way. You know, save the cheetah, change the world. And maybe we can.
You could be forgiven for thinking these past few years that our planet is trying to tell us something. Africa is a world like no other. Its future, our future, may depend on leaving a lighter footprint. But if I never get to make a trip like this again, I'll never forget it.